We're back to the basics again. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. As you know, regularly here on the YouTube channel, I love to demonstrate all of the new features that Evernote has been rolling out, and I like to show you how best to use them. But I also know that there are people who are discovering Evernote every day, or there are people who are watching these videos who would like to maybe improve their practices. So I've started this little mini series called Evernote Basics. And today I want to show you another very important tool inside of Evernote. It's so basic that we don't talk about it enough. It is all about notes. Evernote is note-based. While it's really important to understand how to use notebooks and set up tags and everything else, which we will be walking through, notes are the key to everything. So let's show you how you can create a note. And I always want to remind you that A, this is my demo account, and B, the screen is probably going to change as Evernote continues to make adjustments, particularly with the navigation area. But we're really going to concentrate on the note section today. So if you want to create a new note, the simplest thing is to go to the note button and hit create. Now, you also have other alternatives. You got some keyboard shortcuts, both for Mac as well as for Windows. Once you create a note, you will want to name it. So we're going to call this very creatively test note, even though I can't type very well. All right, so now we've got that created, and now you can enter your text. But if you notice some of the messages here, you can start writing, you can drag files, or start from a template. So here are some templates that you can pick from. If you notice, you've got a number of options right here at the beginning. You can insert something by clicking the plus button. You can insert a link to another note, a task. You can create a calendar event. You can create a link to another note, or a table, or a divider, or an attachment. You sort of see how this is going? And we're going to walk through some of these in the future. You can also do some other things up here. You can create a task. That's very quick. You can also create a calendar event by clicking on this little calendar icon. You can undo your changes here if you want to do that. I'm doing this all the time. You can use AI. Again, we'll walk through that in the future. If you click on the double A, here's where you can change your font. You can do normal text, have a large header, medium header, or a small header. That's up to you. If you click on the More button, now this is where you get to all the real fun stuff. You can change your font color. You can bold parts of your text. You can italicize, underline, or even draw a highlight in one of several colors. You can create a bulleted list, a numbered list, or a checklist. Let's see how that works. So I'm going to type in 3 nonsense issues. I'll highlight them. I click here to the More button, and now what I want to do is create a bulleted list, and it created bullets for me. Or I can come here and I can say and change my mind. How about numerics? All right, you can do that. You want to make little check boxes? I like check boxes. You can do that. You can also align your text or indent a portion of it. You can strike through, and you can simplify your formatting or remove your formatting. So play with those. Now, this is telling you a couple of things. First of all, this is the notebook that we are in. See this over here on the left? I've got a series of notebooks. One is called Insurance. I happen to open this note in the Insurance notebook. You can open it in your inbox or anywhere you would like it. This is, of course, the name of your note, but if you click on it, you can now move this note to any of your other notebooks. That's how you move it to a different notebook. This is showing us that The note is only visible to me. I have not shared it with anyone. But if I do want to share it, I click on the share button, and now I have a number of options. I can share this with one person typing in their email address, and then once I invite them, as you can see, the default permission here is they can edit the file and invite someone else to view or edit the file. I don't like this at all. So if I'm going to share this with someone who, I want to see, I want them to see it, but I don't necessarily want them to change it, I will click on Can View. If I want to share this more widely, in essence, share this with anyone who has the link, I click Publish to Web. Now, when I click Publish to the Web, now it's created a link. I copy the link, and then I can paste this link into an email or some other document, and anyone with that link can access the file. When I no longer want them to access it, I can unpublish it here. The next thing are these three dots. Evernote likes their three dots because it gives you a lot of different options. Here is another way of sharing your note. If we click on that, it comes back to that screen that we just looked at. You also can email a copy of the note, again, by just entering their email. You have an option to send yourself a copy. Here's the subject of your email. If you also want to include a message, you can do that as well. These are somewhat redundant again, but you can move your note to another notebook. You can copy it to another place. You can even duplicate your note. We'll talk about tags later. You can also add a shortcut. Now, the shortcut is what you see on your home screen. If you click on home screen, you will have an option to list shortcuts as one of the options to your home screen. You do that by hitting customize, and then you can also say, I want to add my shortcuts, and all I have to do is go to where it says shortcuts and drag it down here, and now my shortcuts appear on my home page as well. You can pin this note to a notebook. What does that mean? Once you have a long series of notes here, if I want this note to always appear at the top of this sequential list of notes, I pin it to the notebook, and it will automatically remain at the top of this notebook. Now, I don't have multiple notes here. Let's see if we can find one. Here's a good example. Under book notes, I have a number of notes in this notebook. And the old way of doing this was if you put an asterisk on top, it would force then, because you're looking at this alphabetically, it would force this to the top. But you no longer need to do that. If I take the asterisk out, you will notice on the left side, now alphabetically, it moves down to the bottom of the list. But no, I want it at the top of the list. You come over to the three dots and you say, I want to pin to the notebook. Now it's moved up to the top, and you'll notice there's a little pin. That tells you that this note is now pinned to the top of this notebook. You can unpin that same note if you no longer want it to be at the very top. You can pin this back to your home page. You can copy the note link, or you can even save your note as a template. You can adjust the width of your note. You can also have collapsible sections. You can also find something inside your note. You could look at the note info. This will give you the information as to when you created this note, when it was last updated. You can also add author name. You can add any number of things. And one of the other things you can do is when you come over here, you can view the note history. So this shows you all of the different changes that have been made over time to that note. You can also print your note, or you can trash your note. Let's go back to our test note that we created a little while ago. And this time, just for clarity's sake, let me remove everything from this note. Now when we have a blank note, again, we've got a notification that says if I press the slash command, it will insert an element, or if I press the at symbol, I can add a linked note. So let me show you how to do that. So we're here on the line in the note, and I want to press the slash command. Now that brings up a number of options. And one of the things I'm going to say about this is that these are the options as of when I've recorded this. When Evernote first rolled out the slash commands, I think there were only like 3 or 4, and they keep kind of adding to the slash command. But it's a very quick way of doing some of the things. I mean, really, you can do all of these in another way, including the 3 dot. But by using the slash command, it's a kind of an immediate way of creating a task or a note link, or changing the headers, or creating a checklist, or any of these other options. So if you want to quick bring those up, all you got to do inside the note is to create a slash. The other one is the at symbol. Now it is bringing up all my other notes, and I can click on this, and that will give me a link to that note. Pretty cool, right? Now, one of the things that bothered a lot of people when the slash command was introduced, and I'll be very honest with you, I was one that had a little bit of a problem with it, because I had a number of macros that I used inside Evernote and inside Word and any number of other documents. And when I set these up, I had no idea that Evernote was going to create a slash command. So all of my macros began with a slash. So that created some problems. And every time you hit that slash command, there it is. What I ended up doing was, because I liked the slash command so much, I went into the macros and I just changed them so they no longer begin with a slash. But if this really annoys you, what you can do is come over to the 3 dots once again, click on slash commands, and now you will see it gives you 2 options: to show the inline hint, which is what we were looking at before, or you can hide the inline hint. So if the slash command bothers you, basically you can turn it off. So much more to talk about in this Evernote Basics series. Please subscribe below and you won't miss any of them. These type of back to basic videos are really the core of my online on-demand course, Evernote for Beginners. It takes you through all of the steps of how to set up Evernote if you're relatively new to the program, or if you just want to make sure that you're getting the most out of the program, you'll want to watch this course. A lot of people have taken it. I've gotten great feedback about the course, and I'd love you to check it out. Just go to my website, daveedwardsmedia.com, click on courses. You'll find all of the information there.